Hey guys, hey, good evening, good evening. This is your girl Evadne. I'm coming to you live on YouTube this evening. We have transitioned over from live streaming on Facebook, the interviews. We are now live streaming on Facebook only. And if you know people who you think are over there at Facebook looking for us, just give them a nudge. Um, Share the link with them so that they can come on over here and say hello and sit with us through this interview. So I'm very pleased this evening to be coming to you live from New York City. Again, my name is Evadne, and I'm the CEO of Ivmac Lily Wellness and Ivmac Lily Teas. And I am the founder of the New Market St. Elizabeth organization. So this evening, I'm excited. I have a nice young man who is from New Market area, Woodlands to be exact, is joining me this evening for the interview here on Impact. And it's my pleasure to welcome Roy Salmon to the house. Roy, how are you?
I'm
Welcome.
doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Great. I'm doing great. I'm excited that we are now, over on YouTube and you're our first um you're the first person to be experimenting
I feel like I'm the lucky one.
with I hope so. I hope yours will be the charm. Okay, that will bring everybody across.
Right.
So what kind of day did you have today?
Um, as usual, pretty busy day, but not work, but busy with family. So on Sundays it's family day, so I spend a lot of time with my family.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So, you told me you are from Woodlands and you now reside in Maryland. Tell me a little bit about your life in Woodlands.
Well, before Woodland, I actually was born in Springfield.
Oh,
I was born in
okay.
Springfield. My mom is from Springfield. Um,
Mhm.
my dad mom is from Woodland.
Mhm.
And at the tender age of 3, my grandma, which my dad mom, took me from Springfield and moved me to Woodland. So I lived in Woodland from the age of 3 until I migrated to United States at the age of 15, I think.
Okay, that's a long stretch.
Yeah.
So what do you remember life being like living in Woodland? I'm sure you don't have much recollection of Springfield itself. I mean, living there, you would know Springfield because it's close by.
Right.
But your biggest recollection would be living in Woodland. What was that like?
Well, fun, fun. We didn't have much, as you know, growing up in the country area. We all grew up poor, but we didn't have much luxury, but we had fun.
Uh huh.
And all the friends that I had back in Woodland back then are the same friends I
Mhm.
have until today. And
Oh.
yeah, that strong bond, that strong friendship that you develop from an early age, you know, follow me until this day. So my days living in Woodland, it was pure fun, a lot of fun.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yes.
Which school did you go to when you were over there?
I went to Nightingale Grove All Age School,
Okay.
all age, and
Nightingale.
right, and
Okay.
as you know, all age is up until 15, and just as I was about to graduate from Nightingale Grove, that's when I came to the U.S. I left and came to the U.S.
Oh, wonderful. Were you there when Mrs. Miller was principal?
Oh, that lady! I have a story about Miss Miller, actually.
I'm sure
Uh,
everybody knew.
yeah, the very first time I traveled to America, I
Yeah.
spent probably 6 months as a kid, and I
Yeah.
came back to Jamaica, and I remember seeing Miss Miller,
Uh-huh.
and she gave me some advice. She said, "Look, the next time you get on that iron bird, don't come back. Don't
Mm.
go. Stay on that iron bird, and don't come back." Miss Miller is she actually taught my dad and my grandmother in school,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's something that went. I know her very well.
Okay. Wonderful. She was a tough cookie, but she was a good person.
Oh yes.
Um, okay, so Jacqueline Dew has joined us. She said, "Good night, everyone." Good
Oh
night,
yeah.
Jackie.
Hey
Thank you for
Jackie.
joining us. Who else is here, guys? Just go ahead and put something in the chat so I know who is here, so I can give you a shout out. Let's keep the party going like we always do over on the other side. Just put it in the chat. Who is here so I can give you a shout out. All right, and say where you're joining us from. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, Miss Miller, Mrs. No, she was Miss Miller, right?
Miss Miller, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a tough one, but a very good teacher. Um, M- Mylene Dormer says hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up,
Welcome,
Miley?
welcome, Mylene. Okay, so yeah, so did you do well in school at primary school there?
I'm not sure about doing well, but I did okay. I did okay.
You did okay.
I did okay.
Okay, and you
Yes.
were not a troubled child.
No, no,
You
I wasn't. I wasn't. Well,
okay.
probably one of the best boys in school. Mylene can attest to that because Mylene
Okay.
and I went to school together. So
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so you move over to America. Tell me, how did that transition go?
it's so it was a little surprising, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, I left Woodland as a country small country boy,
Mhm.
and I landed at JFK Airport in New York. And
Mhm.
my parents at the time lived in East Orange, New Jersey. So
Mhm.
East Orange, New Jersey, it was a completely different settings for me coming from country where I'm able to run outside and have fun to East Orange, which wasn't the best of neighborhood, but
And East Orange is in New Jersey,
New Jersey,
as you
correct.
say. Yeah. Mhm.
Right. So, but I made the best of it. I never complained. I was just grateful to be in America. So, living in East Orange, New Jersey, it was a learning experience, so to
Mhm.
speak. Yeah.
Okay. How was high school there for you?
Was a little bit tough coming from Jamaica. At the age of 15, coming here, I have a very thick accent. Didn't understand most things, and just came here and was just shoved right into high school. Yeah, at first it was a little bit tough, but later on, I learned how to capitalize on my accent and me coming from Jamaica. So, met a lot of friends, became pretty popular by the time I was finished with high school.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So, so you did well. Do you think academically you excelled more here?
Yeah, I did some courses at University of Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
As time goes by with the finances and everything, I never pursued.
Okay. So you didn't go into college full time.
No, I did not, and I did about a year and 6 months.
Okay, okay. But maybe that was all you needed.
Well, it was a blessing. It was a blessing, and I tell my story all the time. I say, in life things happen for a reason,
Uh-huh.
and me not going all the way through college was a blessing because if I
Uh-huh.
if I if I had completed, I probably wouldn't be in the position I'm in today.
Uh-huh. Okay. Um, that's good. So what were the challenges you were having that time? Finances was one of them, but you
Well,
didn't have like financial aid and that kind of thing?
no, I never sought out financial aid, and issues, with parents at the time they didn't have it. They were struggling to make ends meet, so I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty much forced out into the workforce in order
Oh.
to supplement my parents' income.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Um, all right. So tell me what happened after you left school and started working.
Well, first we my parents relocate to Baltimore, Maryland, in I think it was '93 or '94, and you know, coming to Baltimore, it was like a culture shock to me. Um, uh, back in Jersey, I saw the good, bad, and evil, right?
Yeah.
And coming to Maryland, it was an eye opener for me because I saw where young people seem like they were doing very well,
Uh-huh.
and that was my motivation. So I start, associating myself with, successful people, and everyone is
Right.
successful in their own way. But I saw, positive people, and they start giving me good advice, and I uh, move on to well, let me back up a little bit. I didn't
Yeah.
pursue school because there was a couple in my life. They took me in like their own child.
Oh.
Yeah, they took me in like their own child,
So
and
that's in Maryland?
that's in Maryland. That's when I first moved to Maryland,
Okay.
right? So they took me I was one of their child,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time, to me, it seems like they were doing very well. The wife and
Mm-hmm.
husband, they had a beautiful home, nice car, taking
Mm-hmm.
cruises, and seemed like they were doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I went to the husband and I asked him, I said, look, I'm not trying to get into you guys' business, but it seemed like you guys are doing pretty well. And I need to know, the secret. Um, and he said, okay, I'm a truck driver, he's a tractor trailer driver.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. I said, what kind of money can you make from it? He said, well, you can make a lot of money, but if you like to be home at night, it's not for you. If you like to
Right.
sleep 8 hours at night, it's not for you. But if once you can sacrifice those two things, you can become pretty successful at it. And I took those
Okay.
words and I ran with it.
Ah, that's good. All right, that's wonderful. It seems as if you know how to take advice and take a good cue.
I did.
Ken Dew is here. Proud of you, Roy.
All right, thank
And
you. Thank you.
Jacqueline Dew says, I'm so proud of you, Roy. And
Thanks, Jackie.
Mylene says, yes, classmate. Who else is here? As you join, guys, please go ahead and say something in the chat. Say something so I know where you're joining from. Just let us know and keep cheering on our guest as he tells us his story of triumph. So he was telling us about transitioning into business, as opposed to going to school. Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead,
yes.
Ross.
Yeah. Well, it's all back to the guy that gave me the advice here about the whole trucking industry. And
Yeah.
one of the things he said to me that stuck with me until this day, he says, look, if you think about everything around you, it doesn't matter what it is, every single thing around you, how did it get there?
Uh-huh.
How did it got there? He said it got there
Yes.
by truck. It's one industry that will never go under. And I took it and I
True.
ran with it. And
True.
I decided at the time to they had a program at the Catonsville Community College for commercial drivers, and
Uh-huh.
I went and registered. I took the course, passed it, and got my commercial license. That's how I got into the transportation business.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Wait, I just realized that I didn't plug in my laptop and it's dying. I don't want you to
No.
cut out, so let me go get the plug. I'm just gonna put on some music while I grab
All right, take your
my
time.
thing. Oh, I have my headphone in, Roy, so you can actually continue to talk.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was just waiting until I come back. That's all.
Okay. So the song you're listening to is by Jamaica Carlos, who is from Newmarket.
Say
talking
that again.
about the song you're listening to is by Jamaica Carlos, who is from New Market.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
him. Matter of fact, him and my aunt, they're good friends.
yeah, and it is talking about not giving up.
Yeah, yeah.
So we good now. I love to rock to this.
Oh,
All right, so guys, remember as you come in, please say something. I see Marcia Douglas here. As you join us, just say hello so we know who's here, and leave some kind of comment for our guest, the way we normally do it over there on Facebook, right? So we're giving thanks for the gift of life, right?
right.
Do not give up. No, do not give in. No. Do never give up. No. All right. So thank you for giving me a chance to go get my laptop
No
some
problem.
power.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, but I provided you some entertainment, good
Oh yeah.
music.
It's
Yeah,
good music. Good music.
yeah. So can you continue that conversation about the trucking thing? How did that take off for you?
Well, I got into the business back in 90, 94, 95, somewhere
Mhm.
around there. And you know, being in the business, I'm always the kind of person who always try to find a way how to excel. Whatever I'm
Mhm.
doing, it doesn't matter what it is. I try to excel at it. And
Right.
as a young kid, driving a truck, I think I did very well at it. Not only that,
Right.
just like the advice I got saying that if you want to do good at it, you can't want to go home every night. You can't want to sleep in your bed every night. So, and
Exactly.
those words stuck in my mind every night I was on the road driving, and I ended up purchasing my first truck in 1997,
Mhm.
1997, 98, somewhere around there,
How
and
long after you started driving you purchased your truck?
approximately 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
3 or 4 years. I purchased my first truck, and it was challenging at first because I had no idea what I was doing.
Mhm.
But with advice of people who've been in the business for a while, I reached out to them, they advised me, and it worked out. I worked very hard, many nights away from home,
Mhm.
many sleepless nights, but in the end, it was all worth it. So I did that. I did a single truck for probably around close to 10 years, just having one.
Okay.
And after
So,
10
so,
years,
so you were driving across state for 10 years at night?
I did it all, everything,
Jesus,
did it all.
that's
And
rough.
remember, at the time I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
I was in my early
So you had
20s.
the energy.
I had the
You didn't
energy.
have a family at that time?
No, 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 no,
Okay. So you
no.
were
I
alone, so you
was
could
alone, so that's a sacrifice I made back then to
you
make
could
it
be
happen.
driving over the road like that without any
Right,
problem worrying about family behind.
right, right.
Okay.
And
So
around after doing it for probably about 8 to 10 years, I realized
mhm.
there's so much more that I could gain from the industry, and
Right.
I decided to take a risk and purchase two more trucks.
Okay.
Purchased those two trucks. They worked out greater than I had expected. And from there, I started learning the business, and I took a step. Once I ended up having like 5 trucks on the road. I took a step back because what happened is that I knew that the road part of it, being on the road and everything that happened on the road, but I didn't know the administration side of it. So what I did, I took a step back, came off the road, did like a crash course in transportation administration. Right? I think it was like a 3-month course or something like that. It's an online course, and I learned so much from the course. I've gained so much knowledge from the course, and after I was finished with that course, I went out and started to expand my business. With that knowledge I gained from the course, I went out and started to expand my business.
That was a great kind of injection for you to manage the business.
Manage the business, yes, and not only manage the business from the administration aspect of it. Like I said, finding the fridge stuff. I already know all that stuff, but like the if anyone know about the way the trucking industry works in America, it's one of the most regulated industry, heavily regulated. So I had to get familiar with all the regulations and and everything that comes with it, the risk that comes with it, and even had to. Once I applied for my own rights, my authority, even had to go through the Department of Transportation, and I had to prove to them that I knew what I was doing before they can grant me an authority.
Okay.
Because I was able to do it all, and it all worked out.
So you were just kind of doing it more, almost like freelancing, just doing, right?
Just like
what made you feel that you need to do more, more than just run truck, put some trucks on the road and run some trucks? What made you feel like you wanted to do the formal part of it, the administrative part of it? What drove you towards that?
Well, being on the road late at night, you have a lot of free time, so I listen to a lot of talk radio, mainly on the AM station. And most of the programs I used to listen to is like, talk about business, and these are self-made millionaires, and they talk about business and how to approach business. And one of the things that they said is that whatever business you're involved in, you need to know every single aspect about the business, everything. If you're in the restaurant business, you need to know how to clean the toilet. You need to know everything. So I took that again, and I say, you know what? Now it's time for me to learn the other side of it, which is the administration side.
Okay. And so you took to it. It wasn't a difficult thing for you to learn. You didn't need to have a college degree to learn this.
No.
Okay. So where did that take you?
Well, it took me to where I am today, and it opened my mind, to a lot of other things, because by doing it, and I've proven to myself, that look, I can do it. I've done it. Then taking on other challenges like a restaurant, it just come natural after a while, because I already have that business mind. So anything business, I'm all for it. So and it allowed me to live a comfortable life, to start other businesses from just the trucking thing. And so it's been great. It's been great.
So what other business have you gone into since trucking?
Part owner of a Jamaican restaurant in Ocean City, Maryland. I'm not sure if your viewers are familiar with
what's the name?
Otrius Jerk and Things.
Otrius Jerk and Things.
Yeah, Mylene and Jackie have been there, so they know.
Okay. So that's Otrius Jerk and Thing in where?
Ocean City, Maryland.
Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah, Ocean City is a tourist town. It's like a summer thing. So it's like the high-rise hotel, the beach. It's like a resort town.
Oh, I've never been that side.
Oh, you should try. You'll love it. Yeah, you should try it.
Is that like the side of Maryland that they said a lot of black people are and businesses like?
Yeah, black. Well, put it like this. I'm the probably the only black-owned business in Ocean City.
Oh, you're the only black one, so that
Probably.
tells you something.
Right. Yeah, so it's yeah.
Ain't that black?
No, no, overall, it's a friendly town. It's a very friendly town, but you got to go in. You got to make sure that you have to prove to them that you're a serious person. You know what I mean? You can't just come in
Okay.
and like you're gonna freelance and try to do something and leave with the money. No, they're all
Okay.
about business. Once you prove to them that you're a serious person, you know what you're doing, then the
Mhm.
skies is the limit in Ocean City.
Okay. So how is that business going? The restaurant business.
It's going great. It's going great. It's the
How many
only
years are you in?
we opened May the 13th of this year. It's
Okay.
something that I've been thinking about and working on for probably about 10 to 15 years. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't know exactly where I wanted to do it. Whether because I'm in Baltimore, and there are a lot of Caribbean restaurants in Baltimore. I didn't want
Right.
to get I
Mhm.
didn't want to compete with those restaurants for their customers. So
Mhm.
it took me about a good 10 years to figure out where I want to put this restaurant. And I started investing in real estate in Ocean City. And that's how the Ocean City thing came to mind.
Oh, oh.
So when
So
I went down there, yeah, there was no Caribbean restaurant, and everything is based on the Caribbean in Ocean City, but no Caribbean.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So Jackie is saying real authentic Jamaican food. We'll take you there, Evadne. Yay! Of course, Jackie. I have to take a run out there to Maryland to visit him. Um, so your customers for the restaurant is not a predominantly Caribbean area, and neither is it a predominantly black area. Do they like your food? Did
They
you have
love
a
it.
problem introducing the cuisine to these folks over there at Ocean City?
No, because what happened, most of our customers are familiar with Jamaica. Most of our customers have
Mhm.
been to Jamaica, and
Oh.
a lot of our customers they visit Ocean City pretty much every year. So
Mhm.
like I've heard stories where like they've always wanted a Caribbean. They go to Jamaica, they like their Jamaican food, but then
Mhm.
for them to get Jamaican food in Ocean City, there was nowhere. So
Uh.
when we opened up, it was like a big relief to everybody. The locals supported us.
Right.
The health department supported us. The fire department supported the liquor board. Everybody supported us.
Okay. So you're filling a gap right there by
Yes.
putting in Caribbean food right in that town, and you don't have any competition anywhere close by.
No, no, no.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I did my
Wonderful.
research.
Wonderful. All right. So, guys, if you're in the chat and you want to ask a question, please go ahead and put it in the chat so I can ask the guest. Roy is talking about his business over there in Maryland at Ocean Park, and
Ocean City.
we Ocean City, right? And we have some people here that are joining and coming and going. And I appreciate you guys being here. Please go ahead and share with your friends and family. Share the link with them so that they can join us, because some people might be a little bit lost and not knowing where we are at this time. But this is our new home for live broadcast, so get used to it. This is where we're going to do our live streaming as from now on. And Roy is our pioneer guest in this move, and we're happy to have him.
Thank you.
Roy, can you tell me, you do another business? Um, where did the real estate come in? When did it start?
The real estate part of it started, I would say, in 2015,
Mhm.
and it all started. I went to Myrtle Beach with my family, and we rented a condo. Very nice
Mhm.
condo is on a resort. Again, the resort town, but from Baltimore to Myrtle Beach, it's like almost a 10-hour drive.
Mhm.
So while I was on vacation in Myrtle Beach, the idea the condo that we were staying in was actually up for sale.
Mhm.
And at the time, I said to myself, you know what, I can do it. I can buy this condo. And I went through the whole process of securing mortgage and everything. But then
Right.
I backed out once I got back to Baltimore because I started thinking. I said, if I'm gonna buy something in a resort area, it has to be close to home where my family and I can get in the car on the weekend and drive to that location. So I started looking around. I thought about Virginia Beach, but then again, it wasn't as popular as I really wanted from an investment
Yeah.
standpoint as far as rental. Um,
Uh-huh.
so that's how we got to Ocean City, and
Uh,
we drove to Ocean City for I drove to Ocean City for a weekend, and I loved it. I love everything about Ocean City. I mean, it felt like I'm back in Jamaica.
okay.
I feel like I'm back in one of the resort towns in Jamaica, and it was just that moment when I drove to Ocean City back in 2016, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling stuck with me all the way back on a 3 hour drive back to Baltimore. It stuck with me, and within a few months, I was able to acquire a condo in Ocean City.
Okay. No, dear.
Oh,
Design says so proud of you, Roy.
thanks, Steve.
Okay. So what kind of investment are you currently doing in Ocean City? Are all your investments in real estate in that area?
The
And
real estate.
what are you into? Buying houses, flipping houses, apartments, what?
Well, I'm more into the condo or houses in tourist towns. I also have properties in Negril, Jamaica, because
Okay.
what I realize is that when you rent them um, per night, you actually make more money than if you sign like a 1 year lease with a tenant.
Okay. Yeah,
I never want to get into the landlord thing
for
because
sure.
right. So I found out that the first unit I purchased in Ocean City, the very first year, it's a summer thing again in Ocean City. The season
Mhm.
run from May through end of September, and
Mhm.
within those 4 months, I was able to make a significant amount of money from the one property to where
Mhm.
I could pay the mortgage for the whole year. I could pay all the expenses and still get money to put in my pocket. Not only that, still have the luxury of my friends and family being able to use the property, right?
Right.
And remember, I only rent it for 4 months: May, June, July, August. Well, 5 months, 5 months, because that's the season
Yeah, and you made enough money to pay for the property and all your expenses and everything, and you
and
still have
everything,
the other months to use it.
and still have the other months for friends and family to use it. So with that, it kind of opened my mind, and I'm start thinking. I have a philosophy where if you do one thing and it works, you double it. If you do two things and it works, you double it. So
Right,
what, I,
right,
that's
right.
what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so that sounds good. So are you planning to just stick in that area that you're in right now, or are you planning to push out of that area?
No, I'm open to other areas. Right now, Ocean City. I know the history of Ocean City. I know the income that I can generate from Ocean City. I'm on my third property in Ocean City, and still counting. Not
Right.
counting the restaurant, of course, but
And you're in Negril too, so
and I'm in the grill. But
right.
I'm looking into Miami Beach, Florida, right?
Okay.
So I'm looking into Miami Beach, but I want to take a step back for a little bit and kind of figure out. 'Cause I don't know
Mhm.
anything about Miami Beach, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, would be a good area to start to invest. So that's my next project, and another project which I'm about to take on, and it's in Jamaica. It's the Pyramid Point in St. Anne's.
Where is that?
It's called Pyramid Point. If your viewers can do a Google search for Pyramid Point in St. Anne's, which is in Ocherous in St. Anne's,
Okay.
it's a new development, but it's gated and it's single family homes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful. You have to be careful with some of those gated communities. They don't want you to do Airbnb too. So make sure you check that out before
oh
you go
yeah,
tie up your money there. Some of them
yeah,
don't want.
Trust me,
anything
I'm
like
gonna go.
that?
I'm doing my research.
Okay. I know someone who that happened to. He has a house in a gated community and he can't
No,
do nothing like that with it. So he has
yeah,
to be he's trying to sell it, waiting maybe for years now to sell that
right.
property. And he has not gotten it sold because it's a big house.
Oh man, wow, yeah, that's
Yeah, that's in
yeah.
Montego Bay though. All right. So yeah. So tell me what drive you, Roy? What drive you? What keep your brain active and push you into all these different investments and stuff? What motivates you?
Right now, what motivates me is my family. I have kids, I have a wife, and you
How
know,
many kids?
I have two biological and two step, so a total of four.
Okay.
Right. But that's what motivates me right now, to keep on doing what I'm doing because again, I grew up poor. Didn't have the finer things in life, which I think, in my view, I think it was a blessing, right? But
Mhm.
I don't want to see my kids go through the same thing or that I went through back in Jamaica. So
Right.
my goal in life is to change my family tree. So if
Mhm.
I can create something or create a foundation and leave with my kids and also teach my kids along the way so they don't squander it once I pass on, then
Right.
I can change the entire family history. And right now that's my drive, that's my goal.
Okay. So that's
That's what
wonderful.
motivates me.
Do you mentor young people? Are you currently involved in sharing your talent and your skills with young people in any way?
I used to volunteer at um, it's a it's a school for troubled kids in Baltimore area.
Mhm.
And I did it for quite some time, but what I realized is that yeah, I might be able to change one person's mind, but it's not just one person. What I realized I did it for probably about 2 3 years. I realized that
Mhm.
it's not only one person; it's a culture, and it's almost
Yeah.
impossible to change a culture. So I'm like, what, I'm just
You know what? If you might not be able to change the whole culture, but you could influence a few. You
I,
could.
I think I did. I think I did, but I know with me being so busy, it's just honestly I just really don't have the time. I would love to,
Okay.
but I do fund a lot of organization, but I just don't have the time to do it in person.
Okay. Are you currently involved in anything, doing any activity back home, in your area, or any
No,
kind of outreach?
no.
Is that something you think you will do in the future?
It's something that I want to do. Something that
Mhm.
again, when I guess, well, I'm hoping talking to you guys and somebody can at least reach out to me and give me a few organization that I can
Mhm.
help back in our community in Jamaica. I was actually
Right.
one of the founder of is a of Future Leaders of Jamaica. If
Okay.
your viewers want to do, Google search of Future Leaders of Jamaica, it's an organization that one of my friend and I we started. But it was mainly in Kingston because he's from Kingston. So
Okay.
I've
Okay.
done it. I was one of the sponsors, so I sponsored
Uh,
quite a few kids to go to school in Kingston.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wonderful. You and I were speaking about real estate as it relates to our small town there in Newmarket. What are your views about how young people should, or just tell me what are your views in terms of real
Well,
estate as it concerns Jamaica and Newmarket?
I think one of the biggest issue with I would say not only young people but us as Caribbean people is fear.
Mhm.
Fear, fear drives a lot of our decision, right? And one thing I realize in business, you cannot have fear. You have to be willing to make that leap and give it a try. If it means that you have to borrow two, three, four, $5 million, if you can get it, borrow it. But most people can't really wrap their mind around borrowing a large sum of money to start a business. But if you can get it, borrow it. So now, I tell a lot of people, I tell my friends, I said, never be afraid to borrow bank money. That's why they're there. Yeah, I tell all my friends all the time. I say, look, the only people that benefit from banks are the people who borrow money.
Yeah.
Depositors don't benefit from the bank. But depositors, meaning you depositing the money in the savings or checking account, don't benefit from the bank because the bank
Right.
used your money and lend it to people like me. So I can turn around and flip the money and make whatever, right? And pay them back with interest, right? So my thing is, make that leap. If you have an idea, put it on paper and try present it to a bank and try and see. And because there's only two answers you're gonna get if you go to the bank. It's either
Of
yes or
course.
no.
Of course. Of course. Of course. You're right. The only people who benefit from that is the person who borrowed the money.
Person borrow the money.
You putting your money in there as a depositor. What are you getting out of it? The interest rate is so ridiculous that
Exactly.
it doesn't make much sense.
Exactly.
Guys, if you're still joining, if you just joined, please remember to say something in the chat so we know who is here, and copy the link and share it on your page or with your friends, so that we could have more people joining us here. This is the first night we are taking the bold move to not broadcast the show on Facebook, but to do it straight on YouTube. And this is our new home. I hope that you will like and follow so that next time when we are on, you will get the notification so you could join. All right. I do appreciate you guys being here and participating. Continue to put your comments in the chat, and you know, just say something nice to our guest so he can be really encouraged. He's really doing very well, and we like to make our people feel the love and appreciation that we have for them, especially when they're doing very, very well, as Roy is indeed doing. And we want him to feel that we are really proud of him as a community.
Thank you.
Beverly Brown says, "Good night, everyone.
Hey,
Congratulations, Roy. I am proud of you." Yeah, yeah, Roy. So you started talking about the bank, and I guess you were saying something about the bank to talk about how we're gonna get into the real estate part now using the bank. For
you're
example, we have a PC bank in Newmarket.
right.
So yeah. So go on from there.
Yeah. So like I said, get into the bank.
Mhm.
Talk to the bank. One of the most important thing is to build a relationship with the bank.
Mhm.
You would have some people who jump from bank to bank. I'm not sure about Jamaica because I left Jamaica a long time ago, so I'm not sure. But I can speak of the U.S. where people move from bank to bank, which is it's not a good thing. But once you build a relationship with the bank manager get to know you. It give you a better chance of if you want to go in and get a loan or something for you to get the loan because they already know you. They already know your history.
Right.
But as far as new market is concerned, I don't know how the banking system works in Jamaica, but I can tell you this.
Mhm.
This is one thing I know for sure. The banks in Jamaica are lending money. They
They
are.
do. They always do. Their interest rate is ridiculous, but they do lend.
Well, the interest rate it's I think it's APY versus APR over here. So the interest rate, the number might sound a little bit higher, but long term you actually pay less in interest with the APY.
Okay.
I know that
Yeah.
because I'm going through the process right now of with
Getting
another
the
property in Jamaica. Yes, I know I'm
okay.
going through the process with Jamaica National right now.
Yeah. But for purposes of our area, I know the PC bank there. If you establish the account with them, I think they could you could access a loan after 3 months with them. I think that's
Oh,
what
okay,
it
that's
is.
good. Yeah, that's good.
So for those of you who think you might be interested in real estate, you should be going over to the PC bank, opening an account, start saving whatever you can there, so that when the time comes and you want a loan to purchase a property, you can approach them,
Right.
right?
And
And
that's what the bank is there for. The bank is there to lend you money, so they
mhm,
can. That's how they earn their money. So they can get their interest from it. And like I said
right,
before, and if one person can't do it by themselves, if two people can't do it by themselves, if three or four you can come together and do it
mhm,
together collectively, then
yeah,
it's a start. It's a
Right.
start. And I think one of the issue with most people is that they want to do it by themselves, and they figure if I can't do
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
myself, I just give up.
Yeah.
That's why I have
Everybody
a partnership.
have the need or the feeling to own by themselves, and then they can't afford to own by themselves.
Exactly.
So they deprive themselves of ownership at all because
Exactly.
they don't want to partner with anybody to own anything. But that's not that's not the greatest of way to go about life, especially when it comes on to business ventures.
Right.
Partnership is a good thing. It can be a good thing.
No.
Sometimes it can be a horrible thing, but it can also be a good thing. And
Oh,
for purchasing real estate, it can
partnership
really.
is a great thing because if you look at most corporation, that's why they call corporation. It's not one
Mhm.
person that owns it. It's multiple
Mhm.
people own it. For example, I was in I was at a restaurant in Ocean City last weekend,
Mhm.
and one of the owner for Madison Square Garden came in,
Mhm.
and he came in and identified. No, I didn't know who this guy is, but he came in and identified himself as one of the 21 owners of Madison Square Garden. So
Wow.
21 partners in Madison Square Garden, but the average person
Wow.
doesn't know that.
Yeah. 21 is a big group,
21, yeah,
right?
20 is a big group.
Yeah. So I think you are saying that people should start thinking of partnering up to own property around New Market.
Yes,
If you cannot afford it by yourself, you probably don't have the credit, you probably don't have a good job, but you
right,
have some money, you can get with someone who has that other thing that you don't have, and discuss how you can buy something, you
exactly,
know,
exactly.
because as we've been saying on this program, it is best for the properties around New Market to be bought by the people who are
Right,
from the area.
that's true.
uh, and we should absolutely try to make that possible,
Right,
to buy up all the properties here so that people from outside don't come inside and own up the property and put us to work for them. We should be able to buy the properties and open businesses to service the
the service.
area.
Yeah, I agree.
New, mar- New market is up and coming, and it is going to get better. So I would advise that you guys try to buy as many of the pieces of land and buildings that are around the area.
Well, I would say
Um,
one thing: New Market is a part of Jamaica history. So I wouldn't say it's up and coming. It's a part of Jamaica history.
it's a part of Jamaica history, but we're building it. So that's why I said
Exactly.
it's up and coming. It is in an expansion phase right now, and it's good. It's just gonna get better. The more we
Right.
talk about it, the more we promote it, it's gonna get better.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, because you can make it what you want.
Right.
We can just leave it there to be a little bit a little skinny old town, or we can make it into a great little town.
Right.
It's up to
That is
up to
true.
the resident.
I
It's
agree,
up
and
to the
I'm
resident.
hoping that you have viewers who are in New Market right now who think about securing their little town. You
Yeah.
know, securing their little town.
I was thinking the other day, Roy, about Black River. Black River is so rich in history.
It
Like,
is.
seriously rich in history. Black River was
Yes.
one of the original, or if not the original, big town in Jamaica from,
Okay,
after
was the
slavery.
first town to
During
get electricity in Jamaica.
Yes,
Like,
yes, electricity came first to Black River.
yeah,
The
that's true.
first motor vehicle came to Black River because
That's
we
true.
had we had a really good port. Now, why
Right.
was the port moved from Black River to other places? Why did other places grow away and leave Black River? We need to think about that.
Right.
And it is because we don't have good representation. It's because the people don't stand up for what their piece of the pie. St. Elizabeth people have been a really, really humble people who are just laid back, and they just let people walk over them, come from other places, walk over them and walk away with what they have. But it's not too late to reclaim. It's not too late to reclaim. We have a lot of history as a parish, and we can reclaim it.
Yeah, it is true, and it's not only Saint Elizabeth, but all of Jamaica.
Hmm.
We need to. I'm pretty sure you probably have listeners who or from other areas, not St. Elizabeth, but we have to reclaim Jamaica on a whole. And what I said, what I mean by when I reclaim Jamaica is that as it is right now, and I think I mentioned to you this a few days ago when I spoke to you on the phone,
Mhm.
that Jamaica had one of the hottest real estate market during COVID-19,
Mhm. Mhm.
and a lot of Jamaicans don't even know that.
Mhm.
I mean, Jamaicans in Jamaica and abroad don't even know that. But if they look it up, all they have to do is go on Google and type
Mhm.
in real Jamaica real estate, and you will see all of these developments that are happening
Mhm.
in Jamaica, right? And
Mhm.
to me, the sad part about it is that it's not Jamaicans who are acquiring those real estate, right? It's outsiders. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And buying up those property. Even I was looking at one a few days ago what's it? White House.
Mhm.
In White House, nice, very nice development. Houses starting price at five
Mhm.
hundred forty thousand US dollars
Mhm.
in
Wow.
White. But the average
Yeah.
Jamaican don't know about it. And that's it. Come back to what I was saying before. Not only the folks in Newmarket come together as partner and reclaim their town. Us as Jamaica need to come together and reclaim our country. Let's all put our money together. Let's
Yeah.
all start to buy up some of these properties. Don't allow the
The
foreigners to come
outsiders.
in. Yeah. We
Mhm.
need to reclaim our new
We,
market, our St. Elizabeth,
yeah.
Jamaica.
Well, yeah. We need to reclaim. We need to reclaim Black River because and lift up that as a city because
Exactly.
what happened is a few people got together and decided, okay, we're going to build another city outside of Black River so that Black River will no longer be like the capital. And
That's
that's what they did with Santa Cruz, this little
Santa Cruz.
hot, this little hot jungle of a place in Santa Cruz that's so, squished together
Right.
um, in the town. And then it moves everything away from Black River,
The Santa
which
Cruz.
which was once a vibrant zone, but it's competition. So if we can bring back things towards Black River, and build that side, I am pretty sure we could get much more out of it. We have the sea there. I mean, the ocean is right there. It's a port, for God's sake. Why isn't that a rich place?
Well, I think it's going to come. I think but it's not going to happen by Jamaicans. It's going to happen by investors because right across the bridge over in Southfield, what's over, they have like Treasure Beach. They have beautiful properties over there. Nice communities, and I think eventually they're going to run out of space and start moving towards
Yeah, because I heard that Junction that side is really doing well
rural
in terms
development.
of development. So
Yeah,
it's the same thing that is happening in New Market. So we're gonna have a revival of New Market. Somebody was talking to me, I think yesterday, about why did we sit down and let them move the courthouse, but and never replace it.
where's the courthouse now? I didn't know that.
The courthouse is we have to go to Santa Cruz to court.
Wow.
The courthouse gave Newmark a little bit of opulence in the
I
old days
didn't know
because
that.
we used to have the judges and the lawyers coming there every what is it Tuesday they used to have court or whatever, and that gave the town a nice little feel and flair to it. No, we lost that, but it's something we should not have allowed. Although the people back then when '79 flood came, they weren't as vocal, and so they let it go. But yeah, we need to reclaim. We have to reclaim.
Yes, we do. We do. But the question is, how do we do it? I
How do
mean,
we do it?
how do we get everybody together?
Well, we first have
On
to
the same
start
page.
what we're doing here, which is to talk about it, sensitize people, because the young people don't know the history of the town. Someone here says, let me see. Mylene said most businesses there are run by Chinese. I was surprised. Yeah. Ken Dew says I admire you striving for greatness. Um,
Thank you.
Romaine Lawrence says good night, Roy. How much percent of authentic Jamaican food do you utilize in your restaurant?
A hundred
Oh,
percent.
100.
Hundred
Do you
percent.
sell? Do you sell other like America? Because I know some people say Caribbean, American. Do you kind of do that so you could cater to both?
We do have some dishes for Americans, mainly for kids, like mac and cheese stuff like that. But we
Mhm.
specialize in authentic Jamaican food because that's our brand. That's what we're trying to sell. We're not trying.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not trying because what happened is there are probably thousands of restaurants down there, so we don't want to compete with anybody else. Even our bar, our liquor selections is catered to the Caribbean. We
Okay.
we're trying to sell things that you can't go down the street and get. So it's 100%
Okay.
Jamaican food. I mean, yeah, that's it, 100%.
All right. You have a bar. I have a perfect elixir to sell you.
Oh,
That's hibiscus base.
a hibiscus. What's it?
Um, hibiscus base. Like it's a drink. I
Okay,
call it an iced tea, but it's a drink. But it's a perfect chaser
okay.
to use to chase liquor. Very
But
very good.
the other thing also just with with the restaurant in Ocean City,
Uh
it's
huh.
what I'm trying to do, which I've already reached out to a number of small individual, people who make juices and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We try to get their juice and promote it. So
Okay.
we're not selling the Coca Cola and we're not selling those kind of things. So if
Okay.
anyone out there that has like your own brand, your own juice that you want to, yeah, I see you raising hand, Ivana. But
Yeah.
we try to promote it. Miley know, so Miley, she can attest to it because yeah, I'm not gonna say and what's been happening, but we try some stuff with Miley, so yeah, she can
do you have
attest.
do you have trucks that come up from New York often?
No, right now my trucks they stay between Baltimore and Pennsylvania. We don't cross
Okay.
to New York. The driver refused to come to New York.
All right. I get that. I get that.
It's
But
just a
then
it's not the people, it's just the traffic. That's all.
driving out to you is not that far anyway.
Yeah, it's
Just a
just
few,
traffic.
just a few hours. But we figure that out. We
Yeah.
figure that out. Yeah. So I definitely could play into that. And anybody else who is in the area that sells stuff. It's not just drink. Do you do like puddings and cakes and
Putting the thing with pastries, again, we're not catering to the Caribbean crowd.
mhm.
So most people they're familiar with the jerk chicken, the oxtail, the jerk pork, the curd chicken, and the main
Mhm.
Jamaican dish. When it comes to pastries, a lot of them they're not familiar with pastries. So
Mhm.
we tried it out this season, and we found out that one of the big issues that we weren't selling it as much. Like when customers come in, you let them know, look, this is what I have. This is you should try
Yeah,
it.
the
I mean,
add-on, the add-on.
right. With the pastries, most of our customers they're not familiar with the pastries.
Right.
Um, so a lot of them they don't ask for it. Then it's just not a big seller. The drinks are a big
Okay.
seller. Yes, the drinks yeah, definitely because they're
Oh,
all our drinks are in a display refrigerator. So that when they come in, they see it, and when the eyes see something, it's easy for you to get it.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. All right. With Jackie and I will fix that. She's telling us it's 4 hours from Brooklyn. Okay, Jackie, we feel you. So now Jackie needs to go get some of your food out there.
No, Jackie, she's been there before.
Yeah, I know, I know. Okay. So what else do you have to tell young people, Roy? What advice?
My advice to young people, and it's the same advice I've been given for many, many years. Whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what it is because no one knows what the future has in store for you. You
Mhm.
might be in college today getting a degree in psychology, but
Mhm.
20 years from now, are you going to be a psychologist? Probably. You don't know. No one knows. But
Mhm.
if you and I use myself as an experience. I mean,
Mhm.
as an example, everything that I've done in my entire life, I did it to the best of my ability. My very first job in America, I was mopping
Mhm.
floors and washing pots and pans. And,
Mhm.
I went from that to being an assistant cook. not chef, but cook, right,
Mhm.
at a nursing home. And this is from the early 90s. And
Mhm.
at that time, to me, it was just a job, but I did it to the best of my ability. And
Right.
almost 30 years later, I found myself in the restaurant business. And the things that I did back then, I'm still doing it.
Help you.
So whatever you're doing, don't complain about your job. Don't complain about, do it to the best of your ability.
Okay. So you over there jerking chicken too?
I do everything.
Ah, that's wonderful.
I do everything. I'm a bartender. I'm a server. I do everything.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Wonderful. So yeah, absolutely. You don't know when you're doing something, it might seem small to you, but you don't know the application of that thing later on. So learn as much as you can
Learn as much
and
as you can.
appreciate what you're doing. Just
Exactly.
jump in it and give it your best. You don't have to do this thing forever. But somewhere down the road, those skills become very useful.
Very useful. That is true.
Mylene says you do everything. Yeah, it seems so, Mylene.
Thanks,
Okay.
Riley. Yeah, she knows.
Yes,
She
yes.
knows to do everything.
So yeah. So do you guys have any other question for Roy? Let's see if there's any question. For Roy. Guys, just go ahead and put your question here for Roy so he can answer you. I'm gonna play some music while you do that. Put some questions there. Just go ahead and put your questions in the chat for Roy. Any question here for Roy? All right, Roy. There doesn't seem to be any question coming through for you.
No.
Do you have anyone that you'd like to give a shout out?
Well, Mylene and Jackie and her husband is, that are watching right now. They've been a friends. They've been friends. We all went to Nightingale Global School, and 30 something years later, they are all still friends. So
Right.
I want to give a shout out to them, and whoever is listening or watching, I'm giving a shout out to them. And again, if you guys have my contacts, if there's anything I can do to help the new market community, I'm willing to help help in that aspect. I would say I'm a person of or a guy who has a lot of connections, and I know a lot of people. So if I can do it by myself, then I know a lot of people who can help.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm about to She's Marlene is asking if you're going to do a franchise.
Well, I wouldn't say franchise, but multiple restaurants.
No, okay, what you want to know if you want to do franchising, like you tell it back to other, people, your brand, the way you made the restaurant.
Not right now.
Not right
Maybe
now, but
maybe
you
later on, but not right now. Yeah,
okay, but you will do more than one restaurant for
multiple.
yourself.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
all right.
But the market
Okay.
is there for it, so you definitely have to do multiple.
Okay. So we just like I was just about to say I'm just about to start a project on the uh a reading project for the community at a community center.
Hmm.
So I will tell you more about that because we kind of stalled with refurbishing the community center because the member of parliament wanted to do something there, and
Oh,
he stalled us, but nothing is happening, and we don't know where we are with that. So we kind of stopped, but we are going to go ahead and do a reading center, which is kind of a pet project that I've had for years. We're going to
okay.
use a smaller section of the community center to do a reading center. So we're going to need smart board, we're going to need computers, we're going to need desk and chair and tables. I think they said food for the poor can help with the desk and the furniture. But we're
Okay.
gonna need all of those things: computers, tablets, um, you know, paint it up, make it nice, and get some smart boards in there and so on. So
Oh,
we
okay.
can do a state of the art thing and use computer programs to teach people to read properly
Really,
and so on. Yeah.
that's good
So
stuff.
that's something I'm gonna start like right away.
Okay.
The young lady who is our Miss Jamaica, Miss Jamaica, no, Miss, what is she? Miss Jamaica, Miss Universe,
Mm-hmm.
representing Jamaica. She is in the top 10 and she will be associated with this project. So it's best to get a project off the ground right away,
Right, yeah, yeah.
so that, we can get the promotion for the project through her,
You're her.
because
Okay.
she is also entwined with the project. She'll be going on the world stage to talk about this project. And so she'll be talking about new markets and her
You are,
project
yeah, yeah, yeah.
on
That's
the world stage. So we have to hit that right now while we have the opportunity. So I will be looking at that when I return to Jamaica, which is very soon.
oh, okay.
And yeah, and so we can get that popping
Well,
right
like I said,
away.
if there's anything I can do to help, I'm open.
Sure,
Usually, I'm
sure,
super busy, but I'll make time for it.
sure. The biggest problem I think we're gonna have with that facility is I think they had ripped out the bathroom
Okay.
fixtures. So we're gonna have to replace that, and we're gonna have to put burglar bars in the back and in the front, and towards the bigger part of the community center, we have to make sure it's separated properly and secured.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's that. It's at one end of the community center, but I'm excited to do
Oh,
that.
where's the community center? Is it the one behind the
Um,
police station?
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I still
Yeah.
remember.
So we'll talk more about that, and the community will know about more about that before the weekend.
Okay.
Um, Jacqueline Jew says, "What I admire about Roy is that all his workers at the restaurant are Jamaicans, and he provides housing for them.
Yeah.
Yay! That's so nice, Roy.
And
Yes.
I'm happy. Oh, thanks. I'm happy. Jackie actually mentioned that because the workers we had at the restaurant this year, mainly most of them are from the from Kingston, the Kingston area. And
Okay.
my fiance and I, were discussing how nice would it be if we could get some workers from my area. We have one right now. I'm not going to call her name.
Oh,
Yeah, we have one.
okay.
I'm not going to call her
Okay. So you want some from your area?
from in my area, even if they are, because what I realize is that our area doesn't like the B1 visas and the work visas. The B1 visa is a student visa, or the kids come up on a work visa, which is B1 visa, and they can come up on work for the summer, which we had quite
Okay.
a few of those kids this past summer. But
Okay.
all of them are from like the Kingston area. So my goal is within the next couple of years, or even next year, is to try to get some
From
kids
your
from
area.
our area
Mhm.
to come to the restaurant and work, or not only kids, but anyone from our area who willing to come and work.
Sure. So the program that brings in the kids, I think it's Joyce program,
I'm not sure which one.
and yeah, and they usually get kids from the colleges to come
Right.
in. They secure their thing. We don't have anyone down in our side that runs a program like that. So maybe we should find out how that is done.
Yeah. Well,
To
that's
get
that's something that I've been toying with in my head, how to get it started and how to get it going. But
Somebody asked me about a work program this week. How is that done to get a work permit to come here and work? And I was like, I really don't know that one. I know a lot of things, but not that one.
Well, the good thing is that I did gather a lot of information from the kids that came up and work this past summer. So I think I don't have all the information I need, but I have some information on how to get it started. And but again, it's this connection with Kingston, and I'm trying to get like that, because
Yeah,
now there's so much kids in our area, smart
yeah,
kids, and all they need is a push. And for I'm
right.
the one to pay my workers, so I know how much these kids made for the 4 months that they were here, and how much it means a lot to them. So going back,
Yeah.
to especially in the country area, that money
Mhm.
would mean so much to them, and that would also help your project and help what you're trying to do in the community, because
Yeah,
those
yeah.
they're going back home with money, and they
Good.
can also help to secure some of those bank loans and stuff,
Right,
to
right.
build the community.
So that would be an awesome thing, Roy. We just need to find out. I know they go through the what is that now? Ministry of Labor to
Right.
get these things done, but how to get it started, it would be a good thing to know.
Yeah, a lot of
How
it
do we
has to
get
do with
it started?
connections.
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah. It might not be as hard as we think. It's just that
It's not as hard.
we don't know because we never tried.
Right. And just like when I first came on, one of the first thing I said is that one of the thing with us is that we make fear hold us back,
Mhm.
and it
Right.
comes right back into his fear, because you figure, okay, well, I'm not gonna get it, but did you try? No, you didn't
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
How do you know you're not gonna get it? Give it a try.
Yeah. But I don't see any reason why anybody would deny um, young people coming overseas to work and go back home, just like they come for farm work or in the restaurant, the hotel industry. It's just that you just need an agency that directs that process. That's what
Yeah,
I need.
you need an agency and you need a sponsor over here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because when they come, someone have to be responsible for them.
yeah. So what we would probably need to do is to find more people like yourself who have businesses here who want people to work seasonally
Right,
or different times of the year, rotate it and let them come in and work.
right.
Certainly, I'm totally for that. Uh, who is this? Cubans University. Thanks for watching. Please be kind to leave a like on the video. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you need to like, guys. You need to like the video also. And those of you who didn't comment, please put a comment and please be sure to subscribe and like. Okay, we're just building this channel, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we need all of that thing. All right. So anything else, Roy? Anybody you want to big up or any questions more here? You could just put it in, guys. Thank you. Cubans, thank you.
Well, for me, like I think I explained to you before. Usually, I don't do stuff like this. I don't get on these kind of. I'm not even on social media, right?
Right.
But when Jackie reached out to me, and I'm like, you know what, for the community, for the younger generation, I'll do it. I'll do it, and
Right.
it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I was going to get nervous with.
No, once you start talking, you get you'll be fine. It's harder to drag yourself up in here and to turn on that camera and start speaking. Once you start speaking, you're fine. You remember that you are broadcasting somewhere. Maybe when you see tomorrow, you get a little
Yeah,
nervous to say, "What did
right.
I say? Did I say anything wrong?" No, but you'll be good. Hey, Roy, is your restaurant in Brooklyn,
No, it's in Ocean City, Maryland.
Ocean City, Maryland?
And anyone who, to all the viewers or listeners, just do a Google search for Jamaican restaurant in Ocean City, Maryland, and we're the
Great.
first one that pops up.
Okay, great. All right. Nice, nice, Roy. We will chat again. Do you want
Definitely.
to Ocean City, Maryland? Okay. Yeah. So thank you for to your family for allowing you this time to come on here and chat with us,
Yeah.
and to all your fans who are here cheering you on. I'm sure as time goes by and the population
Right.
realize where the interview is, they will come in and make their comments also. But
Right.
I really want to thank you and to say how proud I am of you
Thank
for all that you have achieved, all that you are setting your eyes on to do. Oh, that's one question I didn't really get from you. What's next? What's the next limit? What's
sky's the limit. I got a lot of things I'm, uh, I'm working on. A lot of things. One of the things that I just mentioned it brief. I can just mention it briefly is I want to get into the marijuana dispenser business,
mhm.
because my fiance, she's actually licensed to prescribe marijuana.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's the next big
Next
um,
big thing.
thing I want to take on. It's going to be a challenging one, but especially with marijuana. But me myself, I don't smoke it. I don't drink it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
well, doesn't mean that you can't sell it or you can't use the product or
Right.
sell the product, you know.
Right. So
I
so that's the next thing I'm working on, and who knows? I'm still a young guy, so no one knows what the future holds.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Such a pleasure to meet you and talk with you,
Same here.
Roy. Thank you,
Same here.
Jacqueline, for introducing me to Roy. And this could open doors for many people in the community. And this is why we encourage people to come on here and talk. Just come on and talk about your life.
Can
You
can I
don't
big
have
up
to
one
be.
person? Can I big up one person real quick?
Yes,
It's
yes,
someone
yes.
I haven't seen in many years. Miss
Uh huh.
Edwards. Miss Edwards.
Edward's from the school up there in
Yeah. Miss Edwards. Big up Miss
yes,
Edwards.
yes. Big up Miss Edwards. She retired now?
I think so. Like I said, I haven't seen her
Okay.
in a long
Yeah,
time.
because Miss Edwards was a big woman when I was going to Grove School during the flood. So she probably retired by now.
Probably. I know she's still alive, but I just want to,
Yeah, yeah.
big her up.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Roy. Like I was saying, we encourage people to come in and tell their stories. You don't know from that, story who you could touch, whose life you could change,
Right.
and who you could give a boost. Here you
Um,
are offering people from your area to some employment,
right.
um, entrepreneurs to bring their products, their
Right.
drinks, especially. And so we don't know what doors
You
we
want to know
open
what's going to happen, but
when we do that. So it's a great thing for us to come and share our stories with everybody else,
and
so
I was
that
happy to do it.
we know each other.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
a network is important.
Exactly.
So Cubans University says we'll have to watch the playback. Come on late. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, come in and watch it when we're done. But we do appreciate you coming in here and making your comments and making it a little lively. And I want to say, guys, I really appreciate you. And this is kind of going to be it for us.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and hopefully we can do it again.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Thanks a lot.
here
Bye, guys.
anytime. Good
All right, take
night.
care. All right, take care. You too.